Right then. Okay, welcome to part 12, ladies and gentlemen. As the stream is starting. Last time we received news that the Imperial Liberation Front are on the move and are attempting to do something behind the scenes. We do not know exactly what, though we can assume that flew something bad. And so our task was handed to us directly from Captain Claire. We gotta go and do some patrols. And I believe that just means we just have to walk around every area and just talk to random NPCs and see that the game deems us to be needing to talk to until the game wants us to move forward. So this part's a very simple bit. Milton here swears that they saw something vanish, but without any concrete proof we can't really act upon it. At least not in the way that we would want to. Let's go from top to bottom in terms of the locations, just because that's the easiest way to do things. With Vankier Street, we don't need to go into some of these shops here, but we do need to go into Plaza Bifrost. If you do like talking to all the random NPCs, there are an increased amount, and some new ones about, in fact, for that matter, for you to talk to. If you really want to. And we are required to talk to a certain Crow here that has decided to crop up in the capital. It seems like he's gambling, but he's not gambling. He's actually utilizing some competition that isn't gambling, but it still allows him to potentially win a prize. So, yeah, fair enough. Well, to be fair, it's a Sunday, so... No, it's not, it's a Monday. And in real life, it's a Friday. No, it's a Saturday today. No, it's Friday. I'm getting confused, everything. Point being, due to summer festival going on, I guess I forget that the students seem to have a bit more leniency, and some have gone over to Heimdall for the purposes of enjoying the festivities. You know what makes sense. Some generic NPC is seen walking around the corner, though if he picks up on it, it's not really anything we can act upon because there's just too many people. This is really the perfect time for the Imperial Liberation Front to be doing what they are doing, but whatever it is they're doing, because there's just such an increased amount of people. We may say the same things, drink is still free. Of course, going into the hotel as a required thing, Vita's here, and of course nothing seems to be actually at fault here, and Vita just happens to be about. Nothing to be alarmed at this time. And next is to the Ost District. We are to investigate the area by the doorway into the waterway from the previous day. Turns out it seems like there may be some footprints that aren't ours. Trouble is, we don't know whose footprints they are, and also the waterways are complete and utter labyrinth. So we basically just end up having to deal with more than we could possibly handle. Pardon me. Is Dragon Puzzle? Yeah, Dragon Puzzle is needed.
Sure are more people out than there were yesterday.
We get to look at the palace, which of course is heavily guarded because, you know, hey, I got a great idea, let's just have all the royals placed in one building. Obviously means that security has to be at its highest, otherwise disaster would easily strike. Going to Mater Park, we can't go far, but it looks like Mater Park is heavily fortified, and so we don't need to worry too much about this venue. Patrick is also here and is there as a guest, so he can walk right on in. We're doing our job though, so we can't just go there. And lastly, to Heimdall Port. Talking to the two guys here that we were talking to the previous day, it reveals that a whole bunch of guys just have disappeared from work and just miraculously in the previous night. Weird, but that, who knows, maybe some kind of stomach bug's gone around and that could be debilitating. Choose to go to any location you decide to, and you get the same day 12 o'clock, so lunchtime. I'm gonna utilize that, and here's a Pringle. Oh, I have 2 Pringles. Oh. Still explains the schedule. Sorry, I shouldn't have done that. So about lunchtime in game-wise, they get called by Sarah to state that Oliver's going to one location, Cedric's going to one location, and Alphin's going to Meta Park. Make sure that she arrives safely by going there. Doing so will cause the game to advance. So if there is anything that you want to do, maybe buy some better equipment if you haven't already, then do so now. Otherwise, we're gonna just turbo mode through this because I pressed the wrong fucking prompt like a dum-dum. I didn't mean to go to Auto Street. It doesn't matter where you are out of all the other locations. Choosing to go to Meta Park will cause the main story to advance. Very simple. I shouldn't have ate those Pringles. 3 cars get to leave the palace, each containing a member of the royal family for the purposes of the festivities. Elise gets to be in the car with Alphin and questions about Wiener car again as per usual. Seriously, if Alphin, if they ever decided to canonically do something like, oh, at least Alphin get together in the future, haha, take that, whoever ships Wayne with either of those two. Like, that doesn't matter. Like, I would just envision that it's always like, but I'm still thinking of him, and as would be both of them, just straight up. Anyway, our group, after making sure that Meta Park is definitely safe, it happens to just patrol. Fair enough. There's not much going on at this conjunction. At 20 to 3 in the afternoon, we get to be in front of Helmfame Palace. And a certain Toa and Angelica have gotten here via Angelica's bike. Which means, yeah, we get to see Toa. Woo.
Toa.
Anywho's, them being here makes sense because they are able to be. And Crow shows up as well. And lost in what he was trying to get. So, oh well. Anyway, disaster strikes. Suddenly all the fountains increase in their water, and just water in general just increases more so. This is considered a diversion, as some of those monsters in fact the monster we fought the previous day is now multiple of them, and they're at Meta Park. As a massive hole is used, Machias' dad gets hurt a bit, and Gideon captures both Alphin and Elise, using the flute to keep these monsters more aggroed, to make sure that we can't do shit all except fight. So yes, this is a repeat of the Great Sharkadelle fight from the previous day, so it's the same as last time, and you'll fully see all the information at this point. So yeah, you know, also yay, more new materials in the hydro cannons if you really want hydro cannon. Sharkadelle, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, this fight's basically similar to the previous time around, though of course it's not so good in that department, so we're friends on.
Leave it to me.
Of course there's 2 of them now,
How about this?
so just keep that in mind when doing the fight. Sniping the hell, fucking hell, I noticed that, that's 50, no, fuck that game, you're not getting that such high health, 50% health increase, like, fucking hell. As we're gonna see Marcus's thing, where he basically just shoots a gun, and then he just pulls out a bigger gun, because sometimes what you need is more gun. We're the blind! That's great news. Anyway, yes, these things are very physical based, so its sounding beat are useful. In just general defense. And the confusion helped out as well. Oh god, they used them.
Alright, let's do this! Alright.
Huh.
Fool. Right. Give it up, everyone.
Too slow!
Oh no.
My turn.
No. I just realised that I'm using all my luck on this fight. That might be bad. Is all I'm thinking. Because I probably would want some of that missing in some of the next couple of fights.
Right.
Just a 4.
Here we go!
We have a crit, I might as well rescale.
Damn! Now's our chance!
Besides everyone that, besides, we've got a minus strength up anyway, so it's not like we're not having a strength up. No, that's done. Grand Press. Yeah, it's trying to leave the circle, and finally it hit. Fair enough, we're now actually hitting. But we have Elliot, so I'm not too concerned, really, with taking a bit of damage.
Right.
So,
Here we go! Alright, let's do
let's
this!
get our strength up to more higher amounts.
Leave it to me!
Right. Give it up, everyone.
Ow.
Take this.
Okay. They're doing those shockwaves.
Fool.
The shockwave caused attack, didn't they?
Of course.
Ah, whatever.
No escape.
Leave it to me! Now! Go! 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 Gotcha!
Right. Listen to my song of healing.
Appreciate it! Too slow! Here we go! Second form! Gale! Now's our chance! Gotcha! It's my turn!
Of course. Shatter. Now. I'll take you up. Right. Let's go.
It's fainted. We're just gonna just maul it now.
Now's our chance! Gotcha!
And there we go. That's the fight done.
Well, that was better than expected. What you expect?
Raven's now level 4. I think Raven's got like the most experience out of all the Master Quartzes, just because it's a Time Quartz, our only Time Quartz, and we are using it on 2 different people who who the game really just decides to just not have as a team up ever in terms of the field studies, because you're always because it's like, oh, we've made 2 healers because we want to do this specific thing. Well, might as well make sure that the healers are not together.
Pursue them at once.
Dad, you're bleeding.
This little scratch? Nothing. But
Just a flesh wound. Patrick stays here to keep an eye on Marcus's dad, and just to make sure that there's no stragglers in terms of the Imperial Liberation Front, while backup arrives. Good on Patrick. So we're back in the waterway once again, and thankfully backup is on their way. Sarah and Claire hightailing it via car. However, we can't just let them one off with Elise and Alphen, so charging down this tunnel we go.
Please, Princess Alphen, please be safe.
You see, America, there can be such thing as domestic terrorism.
Now's our chance. We can do this.
Go!
And the vanish being there's great news, because it means, guess what? Higher elements! Although for this fight, it doesn't really matter. We've got ourselves vanished, so we kind of just win the fight automatically, and doesn't matter too much. In the grand scheme of things, we don't get experience out of it because they vanish, so it's like the enemy never existed. So a little downside on that. Maybe we don't get vanished immediately again. Okay, yeah. And we should really just double check. It's space and water. Assuming they're all alive by the time we are done with everyone else's turns. Yay! Knockout was status.
Hey! Off guard. I'll take you up.
Ah, big numbers. We love to see it.
All right, let's keep going.
We get interrupted from being able to get a chest by a damn cutscene where we see a panning shot of a bridge because we're now in a catacombs from the Dark Ages. The Imperial Liberation Front were noted to have been going this way. We can track them. It has tracking powers apparently now, and anyways, Celestial Bomb EX in that chest that can be useful. You never know when you might have someone get knocked out. There is a rest point here, which is good news, except we can't use it just yet because there's monsters, 2 of which. Similar to Instructor to a fight in the schoolhouse. These things are not them though, these are cursed sculptures. You can poison them, you can mute them, you can blind them, definitely. You can somewhat do some of the other stuff, and they are weak to space and resistant to fire and wind. So, if you're studying space arts, now it's time to use them. But they are a bit of a distance apart, you gotta keep that in mind. I can't remember which phobia. They do not resist water though, so I can easily just Crystal Flood this one. And remember ever I've got. I don't think any of them have space arts in this setup. They're devil beams. They will definitely hit. Fuck. Elliot, you. Oh god. Okay, they dealt damage quite a bit because I think the actual strategy is meant to ideally be you maneuver so you're not having all of them getting hit by 2 devil beams. They're missing. They're all missing. I used up all my luck on the Sharkodiles. I'm just gonna be very annoyed because and I may have gotten really unlucky on the whole devil beam thing. We'll use a Celestial Bomb, not a Celestial Bomb EX, because I'm not a fucking insane person. And I can't access the pair of them, but I can restart slash one of them. That might save them for wash.
This is nothing. Shatter!
My turn.
Ah, we can change the music now. Now we can be more joyous. Yay, we're doing really well. Woo, yay. The sudden change, it's sort of like, no, we're losing over here. Let's just... It's so great. Yes, the energy cell just be on the safe side. And I was right to do so. Elliot now has no CP. And I'm taking my bloody jacket off. It's not cold enough to not. We have a crit. Let's utilize it. Buckus, you...
Right. Hey.
Alright, fine, guys. I want to miss horribly every hit.
Keep it up, everyone.
Hey. Why did we not get any delay out of that fast attack? What the? That doesn't normally happen.
Right.
Oh well.
Shatter.
We win regardless of the horrible start to this fight. Fucking hell. Thankfully, it seems like they didn't want to do their devil beams anymore, which is useful, I guess. I guess they only really wanted to do it when they knew they could hit all the party. Thankfully, level ups means we'll have our health and EP at full anyway. Those enemies were definitely a lot stronger than we could deal with. Oh no, only our HP. I forget EP doesn't get done that. So let's rest at the orbment because, you know, that saves us some hassle, as it were. But this is our last point where we can customize weapons if we happen to have not done so, or if need be. And this is also our last time where we will be able to do stuff here. What's next chapter? Next chapter is the Grand. So the only person we'll be taking with us there will be Laura at the slot. So to the Google document, what does Laura get after the fast fire slot that's locked? Fire! Okay, that's really helpful. And Streamlabs! Right, I'm just gonna reload Streamlabs again quickly, because that's slightly annoying me. Then there's also the time slot on the line. You know what? Out of all things, let's just do that. Let's just open everyone's lines. Actually, fuck it. We've got the resources to open up quite a few. No, we don't need that one. No, put it open, and that's an Earth exclusive anyway. So now, do we actually have quartzes for these slots? Earthwise, oh, we fucking do. We have got the Grand Plaza. The Earth Belt does fit on Marcus. As for Laura, we can put Spirit Breaker there. An attack 2, and then time wise we have a Demonic Scythe for Chrono Drive and a Reaper, which would give multiple things. I know it'd actually be all arts like she doesn't have, so why not? Elliot has a water slot there since he doesn't have Hydro Cannon normally outside of Cannon at this point. And of course, if we go to the document in between the two lock slots for Elliot, there it's Earth, and we have actually got plenty of Earth stuff. So we're going to go for a Dragon Fang because that will be good for him as a whole. Do we have a better thing than that? No, we don't. Okay, wind wise, do we have anything better than a breath at this conjunction? We have a breeze that would give us aerial and Mercurial as well, so we'll do that. Is there anything better than what I've got on Ween? Probably not. I've got too much time on this build for Ween. It's too much. Oh yeah, because I opened up some slots. That's why I have to make sure we have as much EP as possible. This is the final room before we encounter what I would normally call a final boss fight in most other games, to be honest. So we are definitely saving. Elliot has like no EP, has no CP. I have no items to buff it. So, anyways, apparently, despite all that fighting, we were actually very, very close to them the entire time. We surround them. Yippee! Gideon's plan is to chloroform them, and then he proceeds to summon a bone dragon. That's right. He's using whatever bloody Yu-Gi-Oh card it is that allows you to cheat out a bloody red-eyed zombie necro dragon. That's right. That's the reference I'm going for. Shut up if you don't believe me on that one. But or if you want to go for something a little bit even less likely to be none, he decides that his army for for this battle within Heroes of Might and Magic, that he only needs just the one bone dragon. Unfortunately for me, I've decided that 5 peasants is a good idea to have, so as the only army as well. So we are both idiots in that sense, except I'm the bigger idiot because at least one bone dragon is actually still more powerful than 5 peasants. Anywho, this Agent Bone Dragon that used to be an actual living being once upon a time within Heimdall is now our enemy to fight. Fuck. Intensifies. Obviously, we can see this. It is weak to water, fire, time, and mirage, but isn't resistant to any of the other ones. And let's face it, outside of burn, you're not going to be hitting any of the other status elements as likely. And of course, Death Blow doesn't work because it's a boss, and bosses have Death Blow. So we can easily just do this now, unless he decides to do something that impedes. Dark Breath did not blind. That's always good. It has 49,999 health on normal difficulty. Why not make it an even 50,000? I don't know. Honestly, it baffles me as to why they didn't, but regardless, we are going to utilize a chrono drive. Because the more turns we get, the better. Oh, that's very nice. Anyway, since Elliot hasn't got the CP for other stuff, we're going to NG Shell so that we continuously get some more EP on Weed, seeing as he has Crystal Flood, a really good art to have actually at this point. So, on the other hand, we'll just attack normally. It deals damage. And oh, I have 3. Should have washed, but oh well. Don't back his nail blind. We got CP now. Let's get ourselves a sounding beat off so that we can be more defensive. It looks like it did impede. Darn, gotta keep that in mind for future reference. Oh yeah, our cast 1. Our cast 1's actually really useful because it's meaning we are definitely getting more. We're just quick firing them a little bit better. Ah, that means I didn't want cast 2 later on then. Oh well. Soonish then. With that logic. Defense is down, but Marcus is. No, he's the only one that's actually taking more damage. Let's break short. Let's hit. Hopefully, yep, we did. Good. It looks like it's only really wanting to go for Dark Breath at the moment, which is fine. It's fine. I'm fine with that because I'm much rather that than it doing something that could kill me in one hit or something. That would be bad. That's Holy Soul. Start skipping the Crystal Floods now.
My turn. Shatter.
Leave it to me.
Dark Breath has decided to poison. That's not necessarily a good thing. Oh well.
You have my face. My turn. Keep it up, everyone.
Here we go. Arcus, activate. Huh.
Ah, it's finally going for a different move. Great Quake, which does delay. Shit. Just kind of hoping for this crit to be on someone else, but oh well. We'll take it because it means we get a wash.
Leave it to me. Hang in there, everyone.
You have my face.
And back to the Dark Breaths.
Of course.
Seeing as if he's got no CP. Oh, okay. Well, seeing as she's blinded, we'll just do an armor break on hope before I hit. Nah, I didn't. Ah well.
Right.
get held regardless.
How about this? Here we go.
Let's just keep with the Crystal Floods. It's dealing consistent damage, so it is dealing consistent damage, which is great. Great. Good. We can even do a Hydro Cannon, I think. Although he's actually going after the boss this time. I think we'll just hope it doesn't stop us. Okay, got dodged. We get our Crystal Flood in. Weed's now got 200 CP, that's useful. Level 2 tons are maybe not hitting. At least it doesn't counter.
How about this?
I guess it's kind of just tons of damage shells at this junction. Go on, just keep the sounding beat up on people. And we can keep the Crystal Floods.
Listen to my song of healing. You have my thanks. Of course. Shatter!
Ooh, I got an arts defense down when at the first time.
My turn.
Okay, game. I take it you don't want me. That's just normal attacks, but I'm out of EP.
Here we go.
Oh, sure, I'll take another turn. Oh god, it's now casting Heart. Impede. Oh, and defense down 2. 200 CP Flame Slash. Let's do this. Flame Slash! Oh, only 6,742 damage. Darwin! Should have done better than that.
My turn.
Oh, he's run out of his... Oh, did he... Did he run out of all that stuff? That
You
one.
have my thanks.
Well, hurry song anyway, because that's probably a better option. Armor Breaker.
Leave it to me.
Perfect. It's crippled. So we get an auto quit on it. And with the assist, we do it. We destroy the evil bone dragon. Now let's go and deal with that Gideon fella.
Well, that went better than expected. How'd you expect?
Level ups.
I've only. All right. Success.
Not for Ween. Fair enough. But he'll get the level up when we're doing combat next schoolhouse. We do it. We defeat it, and destruction of the head. Fee keeps the guards down, and Ween destroys the flute. Haha! Suck it. Gideon no longer be able to do that before. So he pulls a knife out on Alphen. Additional Imperial Liberation Front people show up. One's got a fuck off minigun, and the other is a hot woman. Truly, we are unmatched by their power. That masked fellow has appeared again. Clearly he must be the leader. Unfortunately for us, they're just going to... Wait, they're just going to hand us? Okay, fair enough. They hand us Alphen and Elise. They don't need them. Turns out this was all just a great way to do stuff. And the sea fella, he pulls out a dual-bladed saber thing. He's wielding it with a hand. It's not something like this. And so Feed Laura and Ween, 3 of the strongest people we could possibly have within Class 7 right now, are tasked with fighting him. You might be thinking, oh, you're actually able to deal some damage to him. However, little. Yeah, he has 87,000 health, and is level 60. Also, magically, we don't have the higher elements anymore. So, hey, that's good. But, yeah, no, this is not a fight we're winning. This is a fight where if Turbo worked the way it is on console, I would just turbo through this fight and just be like, one beat down on C's end later. But no, we have to go through this at the slow pace. Even using various skills like Criminal Edge. This is just... once enough turns have passed, it will end automatically, regardless of whether you're actually doing really well or not, because you can actually do much better in New Game Plus. As a fun fact there. Obviously, we have no chance against C, and this is the grand introduction of all of the Liberation Front people. C chooses to cause a landslide to occur within the tunnel, so we have to flee. So Claire did happen to show up just in the nick of time, though, to also be here. But there was no... That won't be necessary to be had here, because, well, the fight was already done. They were already going to leave. Anyway, all that was done and dealt with, and Class 7 get invited to the palace, even though it was Group A that did all the work. Group B did nothing, the lazy pricks. And we get to see Cedric. Yay, and of course, so we get to see all the worlds. Yay, well, outside the Emperor himself, but it doesn't matter too much. We also get a sighting of the Chancellor of the Erebonian Empire, Gileath Osborne.
I'm overjoyed.
All in all, this is just an introduction to Class 7 of this is Gileath Osborne. Ain't he great?
Keep up the good work.
And so we're done with the chapter. Yay! I got a B!
Everyone.
But I got 69 points overall from that chapter. We also got some engagements with some of the other people for whatever reason. Save for my... And Midsummer's Reveals are done. Moving on to the next chapter. It's not cut. We skip forward just over 2 weeks. The 18th of August. Yeah.
Mid-August. It was the peak of summer.
Things are just going swimmingly as it were from prior and just, just as it were. Half 8 in the morning. Elliot is melting into a puddle just like I was during the previous heat wave. The trade conference is slowly approaching. With also the whole terrorism thing occurring, there's definitely murmurs of, okay, well, security is definitely a thing. And if you want to know more about the trade conference and other events that are now going to be occurring within Coldsteel 1, the Crossbow duology, specifically ashore. Seriously though, yes, timeline-wise, Coldsteel is taking place during ashore. So that's fun. So why didn't they fucking localize that? Anyway, so it's introducing us to... well, not yet. Straight up stating to. So it's now introducing us to some new people joining Class 7. First up is Crow. Isn't he here above? Yes, he is. He's going to fail if he doesn't get his act together. So he's joined Class 7 to do an accelerated track of getting his shit together so that he can actually graduate. And we also get introduced to a new class member, Milliam! She's back from the North Islands. Yay! Now she's a student. She's definitely not here for any intelligence division shenanigans. Definitely not. But yes, now things are going to be much more lively with both Milliam and Crow here. We also get some cutscenes showing Milliam and Crow being in the school. We get asked the question about this stuff here. The answer to this one's the Eisenwitter. Though Starwitter is actually a thing that does exist in the universe at this point in time. We're going to talk about the Lance Maiden a bit and all here, and we get mention of Legram. Hint, hint, we're going there next. All in all, things are certainly going to be more fun. Now that everyone's all friends with each other, there's really a lot less class drama to have within the group that is Class 7. So, you know, fair enough. Anyway, it's now 21st of August,
Hello?
and Wing gets called by Toa to go to the Student Union building. Now, Zero guesses as to why we have to do this, and no, it's not because we get to then see Toa's adorable face. Unfortunately, that's not a good enough reason. But Toa does have 2 Class 7 themed books for Quo and Millium. Obviously, Quo, we can just find him we'll just see him in the dormitory at some point, whatever. Millium, on the other hand, well, let's just say we're going to need to hunt her down because she's running around like a raving lunatic. It's almost like as if she's still, you know, a child. So it's even weirder to see her at an academy like this. But, you know, this is where we get to pick some people that we want to take with us. Fun fact, some of the areas she goes to, if it's that member of Class 7 who happens to be a part of a club, of said club that Milliam's ending up disrupting, they will be replaced by other members of said club in terms of just the overall what is being done in said scenes. So, for example, we'll be seeing her disrupt the horse riding club. If you pick Eustace, she'll basically kidnap one of the others. If Eustace isn't picked, he's the one getting kidnapped. So, a little bit of the dichotomy there. It's kind of fun to have. I'm going to take Eustace and Gaius though, because it doesn't actually matter. I think it does give a little bit of ranking experience, but it's not a be-all, end-all. And at the end of the day, our mission is to make sure Milliam isn't running amok in the school. Our objectives in terms of locations are the engineering building, the gymnasium, and the horse riding stable place, which I mentioned earlier. So, we'll run through them in due time. Milliam is amazed by the motorbike, and then runs off. Because, of course, Wayne shows up. Milliam knows that this means we're here to end the fun. How dare we end the fun of running around a school campus? I, for one, would know. I used to spend many a time when I didn't have lessons back when I was at school, just walking around the school grounds. Just because it helped keep a level of exercise going. Next up is the swimming pool. Milliam uses her not actual swimming gear to hop in and dive out and quickly sprint away before we can stop her. And then lastly, we get to see Milliam kidnap Paula and a horse to ride off into the sunset as a credit sequence of a Clint Eastwood film starts playing. Thankfully, eventually stops and runs off to the rooftop. Milliam catches sight while on the rooftop of the area that leads to the old schoolhouse. Is intrigued by it, and Reem will explain that. Milliam summons Lammy right in front of some kids. So of course the kids are amazed and they're like, "Oh, what's this? Oh."
Hey guys.
And yeah, Quo was here the entire time. Fair enough. I guess he's moving into the dormitory because, well, you know, he's class 7 now. He can do that. Milliam wants to go to the schoolhouse as well. So we'll be taking Milliam and Quo with us to the next schoolhouse. And Sarah and Niha are discussing the ideas of what the next field study is going to involve as we're getting closer to a certain event in Azure. Anywho's, it's time for our free day. We've got ourselves the schoolhouse, as per usual. The Principal Van Dyke is now questioning whether Reen actually reads this or not, and he tries to do a whole joke where, "I know just the one. 2 men walk into a bar, instructor Nineheart and Thomas, perhaps, and one says to the other," and then a bit of a fourth wall break as to how much space on the screen there is for these requests goes, oh, blast it, I'm out of room. Fair enough. Side-by-side car. We're attaching a sidecar to the motorbike. Yay. And 4's 7 mysteries. And thankfully, unlike Kingdom Hearts' Mysteries of Twilight Town, these don't involve the reveal of this being some kind of weird virtual world to keep someone chained under lock and key. Now, do we have access to that thing? We do. We get access to them now. Million. Streamlabs. The pain. Anyways, so yes, we are going to head over to here now. I'm also going to have the Alt tab off of the game. Million should be over here. Yeah, it's two Mirage. I don't know why the other Mirage didn't be seen there. But, as we know, we have got some more people to spin the wheel of. I'm just going to have to hop over to the game again because I need to check what Crow has again. His first slot is time locked, and then 5th slot's water, and then 7th is time. So we get to grey some slots out. Ooh. So 1st slot, 5th slot, and 7th slot. Crow always has himself 1 water slot and 2 time slots, so it does mean that you can easily have him be a caster / a healer. Now, Milliam has always got 1 Earth slot and 2 Mirage slots. That's also useful. Now we need to we'll decide this. I didn't set this up ahead of time. Part of me wasn't sure whether I was going to carry on past this, so this is what I do. We set it to 8 seconds, apply the wheel change, fire and space happen to have the same colour, whatever. And so we're spinning. First things first, Milliam's Master Quartz. What will it be? It's Earth! Ha! Now, Milliam's default Master Quartz, funnily enough, is Earth. If we go on over to the game, Milliam starts with Igus. It's a very defensive quartz actually, and quite a good one at that. You just straight up have immunity to begin the battle, and that's useful. It means you can take a hit and just be like, I don't take damage. It's just a fight you maneuver. But if we are going to change the Master Quartz, we do have Iron, Marcus's default one, which is also quite a defensive one as well, just not as highly defensive as Milliam's. Milliam's also, it does gain basically a innate additional aggro towards, or we could always just give her Tauros, which increases damage of attacks. So a more offensive based one. We could. And I'm going to be honest, we need to see what Crow gets, because if he also gets Earth, then I might have to decide upon that. We should also just remove all the quartz from these two, just to make sure that they don't have anything. So anyway, next up is the slots that Milliam has. So we go back to, so let's go back to this and go through these slots. I love this. I just love being able to do this, where I can just spin the wheel and just get a bunch of random shit and just hope for the best. Space. Okay, a space slot. We will handle that with care. I could have done the Earth thing as a point to spin, but nah. Mirage. Are we making Milliam a spellcaster now? Also, oh goody. 3 Mirages due to the 2 default ones. That's always fun, isn't it? Oh, so yes, we get random ads on here because apparently ad blocker doesn't work. Oh, smart AC control. Wait, hang on. How would that even work? Wind. And in between the Mirage slots, we get to put in a ad for YouTube Shorts. Fair enough. Another fucking Mirage! I'm keeping the Earth Master Quartz thing. It's the only saving grace. It's the only saving grace. Oh boy, another wind. Okay, right, Millium's a lost cause. Oh wait, shit, we're going to the Gram next. We have to use Millium for a couple of hours. No. And now for Crow's Master Quartz. Keep in mind, we don't actually have anyone using space yet. If we get water, then, well, thankfully he's not in there for as much of the game as others. So we got Earth. Like I was saying, we actually, you know what? I think Millium's gonna either use Marcus's default or her own. I'm gonna put Taurus on Crow. What else did he get? What else did he get? Oh, water. Oh, I see we're doing this. You know what? Fine, I don't mind that. I don't mind that because there's quite a few good water quartzes that I'm willing to put on people, even though I don't plan to use them as a healer. Because shield is always useful, additional arts defense, it's always good to have. Wind, again, at the moment, when you spin like one of an element, it's like, whatever. If you spin more of the same, it's when it becomes an issue, because this isn't like some of the other ones. To be honest, actually, I think if this was like the Sky games, or even, wind again, or the Crossbow games, I'd be fine with getting shit like this, because it means that those specific arts that are locked behind requiring such a high amount of said elemental value would be so much better. Are we just not getting time or fire? I complained about Ween having too much time. I did, didn't I? This is all for a will. This is all recorded right here. Anyone that sees this will be able to go, I see what the will's doing. You're pressing this button. You're spinning. It's just wanting to screw with you. Crow solely got, other than the Master Quartz, water and wind. Oh, thank goodness we're not going to be using him for... Oh, thank goodness, we only have to use him for Cold Steel 1. Oh, God, I just remembered. Oh, thank fuck. Oh, God. Oh. I vote because we'll have Crow and Cold Steel... Crow is playable again after Cold Steel 1 in Cold Steel 4. I vote that we are definitely... we're doing respins come Cold Steel fucking 3. I vote because I want to use Crow in Cold Steel 4. He is fucking great in Cold Steel 4. This is bullshit. This is absolute bullshit, and we have to respect the wheel. Oh, fucking hell. What slots do they even have available to begin with? What slots do they have? Do they have all their slots already open? They do. Okay, right. We've got to go through this then. Oh fuck. Okay. Right. We also, by the way, we do now have Cypher, another time quartz. That's useful to have because both Elliot and Emma are having to share. Right. Do we put? Right. We're putting Taurus on Crow, and part of me wants to just put Iron on Millium just so that we're doing something different. But nah. I guess we'll do. This also means we need a few arts Millium hasn't got. We'll put Grand Press on for the time being. Let's sort out the exclusive slots first. Just so that I have some wherewithal. Like I said, I don't mind certain elements. I'm also going to need to go and get stuff or remove from other people. Okay, on that bombshell, I want lunch. So, on that bombshell of just absolute fuckery, I'm going to end the stream here. I hope you enjoyed. Those of you watching on YouTube, someone please, I'm going to fucking clip that my ass ratedness. Maybe that might get me a few or two. I don't know. I haven't actually created a short yet, so who knows. And ultimately, what the fuck? Make sure to subscribe on YouTube, follow me on Twitch, all of that jazz. But still, Luck will decide.